So very good morning to all of you, and today we are going to study about the bureaucracy. There is a unit that is called bureaucracy, its merits and demerits. And in this chapter, here the Max Weber concept becomes very important. So primarily we are going to study about Max Weber today and his theory with respect to the bureaucracy. Bureaucracy may, in the context of developing country, there is another very important thinker, that is Friedrichs. So we will take up that one as well, and because that will take care about the context of bureaucracy in the context of developed country as well as in the context of developing country. So Riggs we will take up in subsequent lecture. So today let us understand the bureaucracy and what the Max Weber has given theory with respect to bureaucracy. Same as starting in a very layman's way, in a very generic way. कोई आपसे पूछे कि what do you mean by bureaucracy? What do you mean by public bureaucracy? हम लोग डे टू डे लाइफ में ब्यूरोक्रेट्स यूज करते हैं, हम लोग डे टू डे लाइफ में सिविल सर्वेंट यूज करते हैं, बट व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ ब्यूरोक्रेसी? कैन यू गेस हाउ यू डिफाइन ब्यूरोक्रेसी? So let us make it simple. Bureaucracy, what is Max Weber says? So Max Weber said that bureaucracy means a body of appointed officials. Okay, there is an organization. In an previous class, we have seen in the orientation class that how the things are organized in a public administration और चीजों को कैसे आप organize करेंगे, right? With that very premise that you should approach the paper. So in the very organizational management, an organization is traditionally represented through a triangular shape. इसमें तीन component होते हैं, that is called method, machinery and man, right? That is called living components as well as non-living components. Now, what is the meaning of the bureaucracy? So bureaucracy refers to a body of appointed officials. Bureaucracy is a very generic term, and bureaucracy is equally applicable in private organizations as well as public organizations. What is bureaucracy? Bureaucracy means a body of appointed officials in the context of private as well as public organizations, where it includes the officials from bottom of hierarchy to top of hierarchy. That is called bureaucracy. Now let's move, before to move ahead, हम लोग थोड़ा वेबर के बारे में एक दो पॉइंट याद रखते हैं, ठीक है? व्हाट इज दैट? नाउ फर्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट इज दैट कि मैक्स वेबर दैट ही वाज ए सोशियोलॉजिस्ट एंड ही वाज नॉट ए पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन थिंकर. फर्स्ट पॉइंट वाज दैट मैक्स वेबर ही वाज ए सोशियोलॉजिस्ट, ही वाज ए पॉलिटिकल इकोनॉमिस्ट एंड ही वाज नॉट ए पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन थिंकर, बट हिज कंट्रीब्यूशन टू ब्यूरोक्रेसी and his contribution to administration, it was very incidental. But I said that his contribution to administration was very incidental, right? Max Weber एक sociologist थे, so उनका primary interest area किस पे रहा होगा? On the social phenomena while understanding the social issues, right? And one more thing, that Max Weber has not given the term bureaucracy. Rather, Max Weber has defined the positive aspect of the bureaucracy. Max Weber was important. Why? Because Max Weber के पहले bureaucracy को एक negative sense में देखा जाता था, एक derogatory sense में देखा जाता था, जिसको लिए एक term यूज किया जाता है pejorative meaning of bureaucracy. What? The pejorative meaning. So pejorative का मतलब क्या होता है? That is negative meaning, derogatory meaning. So Max Weber का कंट्रीब्यूशन क्या था कि उन्होंने ब्यूरोक्रेसी के पॉजिटिव एस्पेक्ट को एक्सट्रैक्ट किया, उसके फंक्शनल और स्ट्रक्चरल फीचर्स को उन्होंने बताया, ठीक है? कि ब्यूरोक्रेसी में व्हाट वाज द कंट्रीब्यूशंस, बिगेस्ट कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ मैक्स वेबर, बिकॉज ही डिस्क्राइब्ड अबाउट द पॉजिटिव मीनिंग ऑफ ब्यूरोक्रेसी, एंड उनके पहले ब्यूरोक्रेसी को एक नेगेटिव सेंस में दिया जाता था, राइट? बट मैक्स वेबर हैज नॉट कॉइंड द टर्म ब्यूरोक्रेसी, आप याद रखेंगे, राइट? सो लेट्स मूव अहेड. The bureaucracy was a sociologist, so primarily his focus area to understand the social phenomena. So while understanding those social phenomena, he developed his theory on bureaucracy or he developed his theory on administration. ठीक है, so social phenomena को समझते हुए ही उन्होंने अपनी थ्योरी को बिल्ड किया था और अपनी थ्योरी को बिल्ड करा था. Getting my point? So what was that episode and how he developed his theory? In order to understand his theory, let us understand the background of the theory. That Max Weber, he gone to the society, particularly the Western society, to understand a social phenomena that is called rationalizations. What is that? Max Weber, he gone to the society, especially particularly the Western society, to understand a phenomena that is called rationalizations. While understanding the phenomena of rationalizations, he gone to understand the phenomena something called dominance. And dominance, it is a social phenomena where there is a relationship between the ruled and the ruler. Right? What is that? Max Weber went to the Western society to understand a social phenomena, something called rationalizations. While understanding the rationalization, he went to understand a phenomena, something called domination. And domination is a relationship between the ruler and the ruled. Ruler is a class of people that who have the right to issue the command, and the ruled have a class of people who have the obligations to obey the command. It means it is the ruler who issue the command and it is the ruled who obey the command. And it is a very accepted and very established phenomena, and it is all pervasive in almost most of the institutions. ये जो dominations है, dominations एक क्लास होता है dominant और एक क्लास होता है dominated. एक क्लास है ruler, एक क्लास है ruled. तो ruler क्या करता है? रूलर क्लास की राइट है कि वो कमांड इशू करता है, रूल्ड क्लास की ड्यूटी है कि वो ऑब्लिगेट करता है, वो ओबे करता है और उन कमांड को फॉलो करता है. इस सोशल रिलेशनशिप को ही डोमिनेशंस कहा गया. और ये डोमिनेशंस ऑलमोस्ट हर एक टाइप के इंस्टीट्यूशंस में प्रिवेल करता है, लाइक द इकोनॉमिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, लाइक रिलीजियस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, पॉलिटिकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. ओके, so religious, economic, political, administrative, almost all the types of organizations में, all types of entity में ये जो phenomena of dominations है वो exist करता है, prevail करता है. Weber went ahead, उन्होंने फिर इसको study किया and he found that कि why these dominations, okay, and how this dominations is exercised. So the dominations की एक अलग story है, उसको हम लोग उतने डिटेल में नहीं जाएंगे. बट व्हाट इज द पॉइंट कि देयर इज ए डोमिनेशंस एंड इट इज वेल एस्टेब्लिश्ड इन मोस्ट ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, दैट इज रिलीजियस, इकोनॉमिक, पॉलिटिकल एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव. उन्होंने देखा कि ये जो फेनोमेना ऑफ डोमिनेशंस है, दिस इज एक्सरसाइज्ड थ्रू सर्टेन बेसिस. व्हाट इज दैट कि रिलीजियस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में ये डोमिनेशंस मतलब एक व्हाट कमांड सिस्टम, रूलर्स और रूल्ड के बीच में एक सिस्टम है, दैट इज कॉल्ड ऑब्लिगेशन सिस्टम, कि रूलर इशू द कमांड एंड रूल्ड दैट ओबे द कमांड. एंड दिस इज वेरी ऑर्गेनिज्मिक, इट इज वेरी फंक्शनल, एक्सरसाइज होता है एंड इट इज वेरी ऑब्जर्वेबल, दिखता भी है. सो रिलीजियस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में दैट इस डोमिनेशन इज बेस्ड ऑन सर्टेन क्राइटेरिया. इकोनॉमिक इंस्टीट्यूशंस, this dominations is also based on certain criteria. Political institutions, administrative institutions, हर एक टाइप के institutions में ये जो social relationship that is called domination, उसके कुछ certain basis है. He gone ahead, he found कि जो religious and economic institutions है वहाँ पर domination का base क्या है? That is called something interest. And Max Weber used a term that is called constellations of interest. क्या यूज किया था? Constellations of interest. And in political or administrative institutions, this domination is based on something called authority. So Max Weber ने काफी डिटेल्ड कॉन्सेप्ट दिया है विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू अथॉरिटी, जो कि आपका एक यूनिट है, दैट इज कॉल्ड डेलीगेशन, सेंट्रलाइजेशन एंड डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन ऑफ अथॉरिटी. सो अथॉरिटी को आप ऐसे विदाउट प्रेमाइज, विदाउट अंडरस्टैंडिंग द थ्योरी बहुत अच्छे से आप नहीं समझ सकते हैं. सो वी विल टेक अप ए वेरी elaborate discussion while moving ahead with the lectures, right? So what the Max Weber said कि this domination phenomena is all pervasive in most of the institutions, और ये dominations based on certain basis, that is in religious and economic institutions based on constellation of interest, and and political and administrative institution based on something called authority, right? And what is authority? Authority is called legitimate power, authority is called vested power, authority is called legal power. ऐसे आप समझो कि there is something called power, means ability to do the things out of the social relations, but if that power got acceptance, legitimized, acceptance by the people, so that accepted power is called authority. The legal power is called authority. Getting my point? So what is the meaning of authority? Authority means a legal power, a legalized power, that is called authority. So हम लोग देखेंगे अभी authority के बारे में, but before that I would like to appeal to all of you that friends that along with this class you also make notes while listening the concept what I am going to discuss, because that the chapters are very wider. It would be not easy for me that to jot down everything, but you will be with your pen and paper that jotted down the things. So Max Weber, he said that economic and religious institutions are based on the constellation of interest, and the political and administrative institutions are based on authority. And what is authority? Authority means the legitimate power or the vested power, and when that power with acceptance, that is called authority. Max Weber say that there are 3 types of authority, and Max Weber used a technique that is called ideal type. What was that? It is ideal type. And what is this ideal type? Max Weber developed this theory, this model. कि ideal type, like in physics, okay, for those who are the science graduate, you have studied something called the frame of reference. What is called frame of reference? So frame of reference is something which is used to measure something, to develop something, that is called origin point, right? Cartesian coordinate system and all. So that is called frame of reference, right? So frame of reference could be anything which is developed according to the doer. So Max Weber, in order to understand that authority on entire the theory of bureaucracy, he used a ideal type model. Ideal type is how it is defined in public administration. It is the mental exaggerations of the thinker. It is not found in reality, but it is very rooted in the reality. आइडियल टाइप एक इमेजिनरी कॉन्सेप्ट है जो कोई भी थिंकर या कोई भी रिसर्चर अपने थ्योरी बिल्डिंग के लिए यूज करता है. मैक्स वेबर ने भी ऐसा किया. ही डेवलप्ड हिज आइडियल टाइप, एंड विद द यूज ऑफ दिस आइडियल टाइप मैक्स वेबर फाउंड दैट authority are of 3 types. What are the 3 types? He said the authority, there is traditional authority, there is charismatic authority, and third one, there is legal rational authority. He said कि authority 3 types की होती है, and 3 types of authority he observed. That is called traditional authority, second is called charismatic authority, third is called legal rational authority. He said that traditional authority is something where this relationship between the ruler and the ruled, which is based on something primordial identity. Here the basis of obedience, what is the basis of obedience? It is the custom, it is the traditions, it is the conventions, it means it is the belief system. जैसे कि हमारे सोसाइटी में बहुत सारे ऐसे एस्टैब्लिश्ड फैमिलीज होती हैं, एस्टैब्लिश्ड लोग होते हैं जिनका एक कंप्लायंस लेवल ऑटोमेटिकली ज्यादा होता है, राइट? लेट्स से समवन बिलोंगिंग टू ए रॉयल फैमिली इन द पास्ट. सो उन मेंबर्स की, उनके फैमिली के जितने भी मेंबर्स होंगे उनकी एक सोशल एक्सेप्टेंस ज्यादा होती है. सो दैट टाइप ऑफ अथॉरिटी comes under traditional authority. What is traditional authority? A type of authority which is based on and in which the basis of obedience is the custom, traditions, conventions, belief. Here it is said that you are obeying because you used to be obeyed. क्योंकि पास्ट में ओबे हो रहा था तो अभी भी ओबे करना है. सो ट्रेडिशनल अथॉरिटी ही फर्दर फाइंड आउट कि इसके भी दो टाइप्स होते हैं. व्हाट आर द दो टाइप? व्हाट आर द टू टाइप? द फर्स्ट वन इज कॉल्ड पेट्रियार्कल अथॉरिटी एंड पेट्रीलिनियल अथॉरिटी. व्हाट इज पेट्रियार्कल? पेट्रियार्की क्या होता है? दैट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ लेट्स से मेल डोमिनेंस, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ एजेज. ठीक है. सो दिस इज टाइप ऑफ अथॉरिटी कि जो पर्सन हु इज ज्यादा ओल्डर है, मेल है, प्लस दैट इज कॉल्ड एज वाइज वो एक्सपीरियंस है तो उनका एक्सेप्टेंस ज्यादा होता है. So that is called patriarchal authority. Second is called the patrilineal authority. Somebody belonging to a lineage, royal families. So उस फैमिली की एक्सेप्टेंस ज्यादा होती है बिकॉज ये कस्टम पे बेस्ड है, ट्रेडिशन पे बेस्ड है, कन्वेंशन पे बेस्ड है, राइट? सो दिस इज कॉल्ड ट्रेडिशनल अथॉरिटी. सेकेंड टाइप ही इज टॉक अबाउट charismatic authority. In social relations, that there are few peoples who possess certain special traits. कुछ स्पेशल कैरेक्टर्स होते हैं, कुछ स्पेशल गुण होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज करिश्मा. व्हाट इज करिश्मा? स्पेशल कैरेक्टर, एंड ड्यू टू दैट कैरेक्टर उनके डिसाइपल्स बन जाते हैं, उनके फॉलोअर्स होते हैं, लाइक सेल्फ स्टाइल गॉड, लाइक द सेंट इन द पास्ट. ठीक है. So there is a type of authority which is based on a special character, a special trait that is called charisma, and this type of authority is called charismatic authority. In charismatic authority, the basis of obedience is emotions. So charismatic authority is based on certain character that is called charisma relevant to a situations. क्योंकि charismatic authority context होता है, situational होता है. करिश्मेटिक अथॉरिटी में प्रॉब्लम भी होता है कि जब सिचुएशन चेंज, लॉस ऑफ कैरेक्टर चेंज, तो इसके ऊपर एग्जिस्टेंस का भी प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है. करिश्मेटिक अथॉरिटी लेट्स से बहुत सारे हमारे नेशनल लीडर्स थे, फ्रीडम फाइटर्स थे. फॉर एग्जांपल पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू, एक ऑरा पर्सनालिटी, ऑसम पर्सनालिटी, तो उनके ऑटोमेटिकली फॉलोअर्स होंगे. दैट इज कॉल्ड करिश्मेटिक अथॉरिटी. अवर मोदी जी, ठीक है, प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया, एक करिश्मेटिक अथॉरिटी. सिमिलरली let's say like Arvind Kejriwal, ठीक है, when he enter into the politics, automatically there is a lot of followers increase. So that is a type of charismatic authority. Similarly, कुछ self style gods, ये भी charismatic authority के examples हैं. Let's say number of rulers in the past. Let's say Emperor Ashok, Emperor Akbar. So these are what? Charismatic authority. ठीक है. So charismatic authority based on certain traits, but इट इज रेलेवेंट टू ए सिचुएशंस. सिचुएशन चेंज होगा तो करिश्मेटिक अथॉरिटी का एग्जिस्टेंशियल प्रॉब्लम होता है. वी विल डिटेल इट फर्दर, राइट? सो सेकंड टाइप ऑफ अथॉरिटी इज करिश्मेटिक अथॉरिटी व्हिच इज बेस्ड ऑन सर्टेन करिश्मा रेलेवेंट टू ए सिचुएशंस, एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड स्पेशल ट्रेट, दैट इज करिश्मेटिक अथॉरिटी. थर्ड टाइप अथॉरिटी व्हिच इज कॉल्ड लीगल रैशनल अथॉरिटी, एंड हियर बेसिस ऑफ ओबीडियंस इज द रैशनली डिफाइंड लॉज, rationally enacted laws, because laws are the wishes of the state, and every law has a due process of enactment, and every law has a due purpose of enactions. What is the law? So law has a due process of enactions and law has a due purpose of enaction. Thereby law is very scientific, law is very rational, and the type of authority which is based on duly enacted laws, that is called legal rational authority. मतलब लीगल रैशनल अथॉरिटी साइंटिसिज्म पे बेस्ड होता है, लॉजिक पे बेस्ड होता है, रैशनैलिटी पे बेस्ड होता है. सो थ्री टाइप ऑफ अथॉरिटी डिस्कस. व्हाट इज द ट्रेडिशनल अथॉरिटी, करिश्मेटिक अथॉरिटी, लीगल रैशनल अथॉरिटी. ट्रेडिशनल अथॉरिटी, द बेसिस ऑफ ओबीडियंस इज द कस्टम, ट्रेडिशंस, कन्वेंशंस, दैट इज the belief. Charismatic authority, the basis of obedience is the charisma relevant to situations, special traits. For example, Nelson Mandela, he was an example of charismatic authority. Mahatma Gandhi, he was an example of charismatic authority. Anna Hazare, he was an example of charismatic authority. Let's say Medha Patkar, example of charismatic authority. Indira Gandhi, example of charismatic authority. So these are example of charismatic authority due to special charisma. but the legal rational authority, their basis of obedience is the duly enacted laws or duly defined law. Getting my point? So traditional authority further two type, patriarchal and patrilineal, we have already discussed. Now Weber said that out of these three authority, that legal rational authority is the most stable form of authority and charismatic authority is the least stable form of authority. But he said that this legal rational authority is the most stable form of authority and this charismatic authority is the least stable form of authority. Why? Let us understand what he said. Charismatic authority is very relevant to situations. कभी कोई सिचुएशन चेंज हो जाएगा तो उसका स्पेशल कैरेक्टर, उसका गुण क्या होता है? इरेलेवेंट हो जाता है. सिमिलरली जो पर्सन्स लेट्स से पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम में बहुत करिश्मेटिक है, किसी और पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम में उसका करिश्मा चेंज हो जाए, उसका पर्सनालिटी में ट्रांसफॉर्म हो जाए. सो इस तरह से भी इस करिश्मेटिक अथॉरिटी की जो स्टेबिलिटी है वो सबसे लीस्ट है, राइट. बट लीगल रैशनल अथॉरिटी एक ड्यू प्रोसेस से बनता है, एक नेगोशिएशन प्रोसेस से बनता है, एक एस्टैब्लिश्ड मशीनरी से बनता है और वो प्लूरलिटी ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस के कोलैबोरेशन से बनता है, एक डेमोक्रेटिक प्रोसेस से बनता है. दैट इज व्हाई द लीगल रैशनल अथॉरिटी सबसे एक्सेप्टेड है, सबसे स्टेबल है. इसके इम्प्लीमेंटेशंस में भी उतनी स्टेबिलिटी होगी, एग्जीक्यूशन इसका इफेक्टिव होगा. दैट इज व्हाई legal rational authority, which is based on rationality, which is based on logic, which is based on duly enacted law, is the most stable form of authority. Getting my point? He further said कि जो charismatic authority is the least stable form of authority, thereby there is a problem of threat to the charismatic authority. So जब भी charismatic authority में प्रॉब्लम होगा तो क्या होगा? वो अपने को ट्रांसफॉर्म करेगा या अपने को क्या करेगा? रूटीनाइजेशन ऑफ करिश्मा करता है. Right statement. What? Whenever the charismatic authority faced with a threat, he transformed the authority, dismantled the authority, or there is routinization of charisma. What is this dismantling? Either वो खत्म हो जाए, routinization of charisma, कि वो अपने को किसी और टाइप के अथॉरिटी में कन्वर्ट करेगा. तो किसना? Generally, the charismatic authority transform it into either the legal rational authority or into the traditional authority. But it was observed कि mostly ये अपने को किस में ट्रांसफॉर्म करेगा? The traditional authority. कभी देखते हो ना कि जब भी किसी लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल किसी पर्सन के क्वालिटी के खत्म होने की बात होती है तो वो सेंट्रलाइजेशन ऑफ पावर की ओर जाता है. ठीक है. So Weber say that there is a transformation of charisma, routinization of charisma. So generally try to transform from what? Traditional authority. Getting my point? But यहां तक उन्होंने थ्योरी ऑफ अथॉरिटी बताया कि देयर इज ए डोमिनेंस इज ऑल परवेसिव इन डिफरेंट इंस्टीट्यूशंस, दैट इज the religious, economic, political and administrative. So in religious and economic institution there is a constellation of interest, and political and administrative institutions are based on something called authority. It described in a very lucid way: traditional authority, charismatic authority and the legal rational authority. The basis of traditional authority is the custom, tradition and conventions, that is belief. The charismatic authority basis of obedience is based on emotions. Okay, so thereby here is followers. Now on the legal rational authority basis of obedience is the newly enacted laws, and legal rational authority most stable and charismatic authority is least stable. charismatic authority जब भी इसको dismantling का problem हो, existence का problem हो, there is routinization of charisma, transformation of charisma. Getting my point? Now let's take the further. Max Weber further said that these all authorities exercise through certain administrative systems. It means जो ये सब authority है ये functional भी है, क्योंकि society में you observe कि there is a ruling class, there is a ruler class. So all these three types of authority, they are exercised through a machinery that is called the administrative system. It means all the three types of authority develops their different administrative systems. But he said that all the three types of authority develops three different types of administrative systems. Max Weber, he was an academic person, So his theory on bureaucracy, it was his academic pursuits. It was not on the basis of his practice. Because Max Weber, he was not a practitioner. ये भी आप you can jot it down somewhere कि Max Weber has developed his theory on the basis of his intellectual pursuits, on the basis of his academic pursuits, not on the basis of practice. So Max Weber again utilize किया his ideal type. He find that in traditional authority there is administrative system, means जब traditional authority administrative system बनाता है, that is called the patrimonial administrative system, and second there is a feudal administrative system. What is it? कि जब traditional authority administrative system बनाता है तो that is called patrimonial administrative system, and second that is feudal administrative system. Charismatic authority there is no administrative system. ये charismatic authority कोई भी अपना administrative system नहीं बनाता है, rather charismatic authority में क्या होते हैं? Disciples होते हैं, और बस चेले होते हैं, चेले चपाटे होते हैं, राइट, फॉलोअर्स होते हैं. करिस्मेटिक अथॉरिटी के बाद कोई अपना एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम नहीं होता है. एंड द लीगल रैशनल अथॉरिटी डेवलप्स हिज एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम, दैट इज कॉल्ड ब्यूरोक्रेसी. व्हाट इज दैट? कि ट्रेडिशनल अथॉरिटी डेवलप्ड द पैट्रिमोनियल एंड फ्यूडल, charismatic authority no administrative system, and legal rational authority developed administrative system, that is called bureaucracy. Getting my point? यहाँ तक आप jot down कर लिए. So now he described about bureaucracy. Before that थोड़ा patrimonial को समझ लो. What is patrimonial administrative system? It is monarchy. What is that? It is monarchy. So what is the monarchy? So monarchy, that it is a system which is based on centralization of power. The king is the fountainhead of justice. The word of the king is the law of the land, supreme law of the land. So monarchy administrative system में the occupancy, the position occupancy is based on loyalty, is based on closeness to the supreme authority, that is called king or queen, right? monarchy में क्या होता है कि supreme authority के कितने closeness हो, उसके हिसाब से आप officials hierarchy में position hold करते हो. The monarchy is not based on merit. Monarchy is not based on competency. Monarchy is not based on ability. Rather, it is based on loyalty. It is based on primordial character. It is based on more closeness to the king, more closeness to the supreme authority. So, thereby, the monarchy is a type of authority which is based on centralization of power. जैसे, if you read in the history that the Mughal administrative system, that was called Mansabdari system, and in the Mansabdari system, that a person who is Mansabdar above the 7,000 Jat and Sawar rank was there. So जो भी 7,000 के ऊपर rank होते थे, those are reserved for the royal family members, either it would be the prince or belonging to the royal family. Means without the royal family के अलावा 7,000 and above के post generally hold नहीं कर सकते थे. So it was what? Based on primordial administrative system, patrimonial administrative system. So इसमें इसका मतलब क्या है? And few examples which very close to the king, like Akbar, Raja Man Singh was very close to. So thereby it was only example कि we hold a rank above the 7,000. So this is the patrimonial administrative system. Now second type कि कहीं कहीं feudal administrative system होता है, like European country, like ठीक है, ancient let's say Gupta's administration, it was based on feudalism. Feudal administrative system means there is a central core power and all the peripheral states are accountable ultimately to the central king, central power. बट जो फ्यूडल लॉर्ड्स होते हैं, जो टेरिटोरियल लॉर्ड्स होते हैं, उनको कुछ पावर डिसेंट्रलाइज किया जाता है कि वो कुछ ऑटोनॉमी होती है. सो फ्यूडल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम द पैट्रिमोनियल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम के रेस्पेक्ट में थोड़ा डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड है. फ्यूडल लॉर्ड्स के बाद थोड़ी ऑटोनॉमी है, बट स्टिल द पोजीशन ऑक्यूपेंसी इज बेस्ड ऑन लॉयल्टी. The position occupancy is based on closeness to the supreme authority. Position authority is not based on merit. The position authority is not based on ability. The position occupancy is not based on competency. So feudal administrative system, it is slightly decentralized, slightly autonomous as compared to patrimonial, but still here it is not merit based, here it is based on primordial identity, here it is based on loyalty to the supreme authority, and it is based on that, not based on merit, not based on competency, not based on ability, rather it is based on association, closeness to the king. Getting my point? So this is the two type of administrative system developed under that is called traditional authority. In charismatic authority, there is no administrative system. Write it down that in charismatic authority, there is no administrative system. लेकिन how charismatic authority is exercised? The charismatic authority, there are followers, there are disciples. Getting my point? देखते हो ना, साधु संतों का एक अपना चेला होता है, एक hierarchy of disciples होता है. So this charismatic authority have disciples, but charismatic authority is the least stable form of authority. So in the modern time, the charismatic authority अपने को transform करता है either in legal rational authority or sometimes into that is called traditional authority or patrimonial authority. कि कभी कभी ब्यूरोक्रेसी में अपने को ये कन्वर्ट करता है. अभी हम लोग देखेंगे कि बिफोर दैट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल अंडरस्टैंड द ब्यूरोक्रेसी. व्हाट इज दैट? कि द लीगल रैशनल अथॉरिटी डेवलप द एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड ब्यूरोक्रेसी. Max Weber said the bureaucracy is and Max Weber described about the functional and structural characters of the bureaucracy. ठीक है, और उसके पहले थोड़ा करिश्मेटिक अथॉरिटी को हम लोग समझ लेते हैं कि करिश्मेटिक अथॉरिटी में जब भी एग्जिस्टेंस का प्रॉब्लम हो, जब उसको थ्रेट हो, तब वो क्या करता है अपने को रूटीनाइजेशन ऑफ करिश्मा या इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइजेशन ऑफ करिश्मा, इसमें अपने को ट्रांसफॉर्म करता है. जैसे I am giving an example. In our Indian national movement, there were freedom fighters. So all the freedom fighters, they were a kind of leaders, generally leading the masses. तो उनके followers थे, उनके obligations थी. So those were that examples of charismatic authority. But after independence, the few members joined the government of India. So thereby they become a part of legal rational authority, the part of bureaucracy. Getting my point? So those members who joined the organizations, they turns into legal rational authority, and few members who left behind, they remain as a what? There is a charismatic authority. So charismatic authority कुछ टाइम के बाद dismantle हो जाता है. For example, Arvind Kejriwal. So Arvind Kejriwal, that is called before he became the chief minister, when he ventured into the politics, that he suddenly turns into the limelight. उनके followers बने due to certain charisma, due to certain special character. So that time he was an example of charismatic authority. But when he become a chief minister, then he become a what? That is the legal rational authority. So similarly, in the past, lot of examples. Nelson Mandela, he was an example of charismatic authority. Mahatma Gandhi, that he was an example of charismatic authority, but he not turned into legal rational authority because उन्होंने गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को ज्वाइन नहीं किया. He not become and what? Part of the bureaucracy. So कुछ करिश्मेटिक अथॉरिटी अपने को कन्वर्ट करके लीगल रैशनल में कन्वर्ट करता है और कुछ करिश्मेटिक अथॉरिटी अपने को डिसमेंटल कर देता है. फॉर एग्जांपल, व्हेन गांधीजी डाइड, that charismatic authority dismantled. For example, some other, let's say Jayaprakash Narayan, when he died, that is his charismatic authority dismantled. But Indira Gandhi, charismatic authority turns into legal rational authority. Getting my point? So let's move further and understand the bureaucracy, the main important topic. So now let us understand the bureaucracy. Okay, what is bureaucracy? First of all, Max Weber ने define किया, and why Max Weber so become important for bureaucracy and he become so famous? Because bureaucracy को generally negative sense में देखा जाता था कि bureaucracy में corruption breed करता है, institutional character काम करता है. Bureaucracy, it works on the principle of what? Show me the man, I will show you the rule. There is red tapeism, there is a nepotism, there is a lot of negative things are there. Bureaucracy, it is called power institutions, not the power instrument. So earlier or before the Max Weber, this was called derogatory meaning of bureaucracy. It was called negative meaning of bureaucracy. It was called pejorative meaning of bureaucracy. Pejorative, the term used. So bureaucracy is marked with the pejorative meaning. But the greatest contribution of the Max Weber was that Max Weber has extracted bureaucracy from the pejorative meaning, from the derogatory meaning, and introduced the positive aspect of the bureaucracy. क्या बताया कि मैक्स वेबर ने ब्यूरोक्रेसी के पॉजिटिव एस्पेक्ट को हाईलाइट किया. ब्यूरोक्रेसी को उन्होंने एक पावर इंस्ट्रूमेंट की तरह बताया एंड ब्यूरोक्रेसी के उन्होंने स्ट्रक्चरल एंड फंक्शनल एस्पेक्ट को भी डिस्कस किया. सो व्हाट आर द थिंग्स? ही सेड दैट what is bureaucracy? It is a body of appointed officials. It includes from bottom of hierarchy to top of hierarchy, and it is a generic concept equally applicable in private organizations as well as public organizations. So bureaucracy is a very generic term. Max Weber had described about the structural and functional features of the bureaucracy. What are the structural features? He described about 7 structural features. कि bureaucracy के ये structural features क्या क्या होते हैं. Structural features को आप लोग याद कर लेंगे. These are very important. That he discussed that bureaucracy there is hierarchy. First feature is hierarchy. Second feature is sphere of competency. Third feature is division of work, means specialization. Fourth feature that is merit based. मतलब bureaucracy is meritocracy based. Fifth feature is there is written laws and records. Means in bureaucracy every actions, omissions and commissions are guided by written laws and records. So written laws and record. Then in bureaucracy there is non-bureaucratic head. Head of the department is elected, right? Not appointed. Now last there is a sphere of competency. ठीक है? Sphere of competency, and there is another feature there is called career service. So what are the features? Bureaucracy is hierarchic, that is bureaucracy there is division of work, that is bureaucracy there is sphere of competency, in bureaucracy there is merit based, bureaucracy is there is written laws and record, there is career service, and there is non-bureaucratic head. So he said that with these characters the bureaucracy is a power instrument. What he said? That Max Weber said that with these structural features the bureaucracy is a power instrument. What are the features? There is hierarchy. What do you mean by hierarchy? So hierarchy, that it is a relationship between the subordinate and superordinate. What is that? It is the relationship between subordinate and superordinate in an organization. Superordinate and subordinate are working, they are linked through what? There is something called channel of communications. So this relationship is called superordinate and subordinate. Second feature, he talked about the sphere of competency. What is this sphere of competency? Means in bureaucracy, every position has its defined role, responsibilities and authority. Gulick and Urbick, that he was a classical thinkers, okay, in administrative thoughts में आप पढ़ेंगे and we will take up subsequently, because in Gulick Urbick has given a principle that is called the principle of definitions. But why that principle of definition? Means every position should be defined in terms of its role, authority and responsibility. So जब role clarity होगा, then every function, every position would be instrumental. हर एक positions के कुछ purpose होंगे and that purpose is linked to organizational goals, right? What is administration? A group of people working together for the attainment of a goal, that is called organizational goals. So every position there must have a sphere of competency, and in bureaucracy is based on sphere of competency. Getting my point? Now, third is division of work. Division of work का मतलब specializations होता है. Because in today's every organization, public bureaucracy, public organizations are bigger organizations, mega structure. Here objective is the mass productions. Objective is accountability. इसका मतलब mass productions तभी possible है when there would be that expertise in their domain. They would be specialized in their domain. So thereby that organization is based on division of work. Technical staff, technical field में expert होने चाहिए. Accounting staff, accounting में expert होंगे. that in the technical, financial, commercial, accounting, every area, administrative jobs, there should be a specialized person, and that organization, that is bureaucracy, is based on the division of work, that on the specializations. Earlier organizations, those were based on what? The engineer managers. जब भी प्रॉब्लम होती थी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का, when there is an inefficiency with respect to organizations, then they call the engineer managers, और engineers managers का भी काम कर रहे थे. There is no specialized domain, something called administration. So Weber said no, the organizations is based on what? Specialization, that is division of work. Getting my point? Now next feature, he talked about the merit based, meritocracy based. Means bureaucracy is merit based. Here members are recruited, appointed based on their merit, based on skill, based on ability, and thereby modern organizations ye have to work in the state of art technology. Modern organizations जो कि mass productions है, technology to be introduced, state of art technology, ICT, AI, इन सब चीजों पे काम करेगा. So कोई layman इन सब टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ अडेप्ट नहीं कर पाएगा. thereby the recruited officials must be merit based. So thereby bureaucracy is meritocracy, it is merit based. ठीक है? Now then we talk about written laws and records. bureaucracy में हर एक एक्शन के लिए the official must be defendable. The person have to be defendable for its omissions and its commissions. So that feature is called what? Written laws and record. कि organizations में क्या होते हैं? Statutory laws. There are the code of conducts. There are business rules, conduct rules. Accordingly, जो भी function, जो भी officials होते हैं, they work. So that is called written laws and record. Codified laws and record. कोई भी ad hoc way में काम नहीं होता है. For every action is guided by certain predefined code of conduct, do's and do nots. So there is defined laws and records. For every action, there must be answerability. For every action, there is certain something called predefined paradigm. Getting my point? That is the bureaucracy, that is written laws and record. Now next feature, I discussed about the what? The non-bureaucratic head. What is this non-bureaucratic head? कि जो जैसे गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, there are the department ministries. So ministry में head क्या होते हैं? Ministers. So ministers are not appointed, rather what? They are elected. So that is called non-bureaucratic head. Then he talked about the career service. What is this career service? That in bureaucracy, that it is a career service, it is the only service. जब भी कोई person bureaucracy join करता है, then it's a lifelong service. कोई भी person bureaucracy में 30 years, 35 years तक job करता है. Here he guided through impersonal laws, he guided through codified laws, he guided through what? Written laws and records. So bureaucracy में career service होता है. Getting my point? Bureaucracy is a long term service, ये only service. So this feature he described. So hierarchy, sphere of competency, division of work, merit based, non bureaucratic head, okay, sphere of competency. So these are all features of what? Bureaucracy. He said that कि ये जो features होता है, इन सब के चलते bureaucracy, it is a power instrument. What is? Bureaucracy is a power instrument. Bureaucracy is characterized through certain characters. What are the characters? He said that bureaucracy is characterized through technicism, scienticism, rationalism. He said that bureaucracy is characterized through technicism, scienticism, rationality. So thereby bureaucracy is a universal instrument. किसी भी context में bureaucracy को apply करो, then you bring about its success. Efficiency होगी. So bureaucracy is a universal model. So universalism को भी बताया उन्होंने. He further said that with these characters, every action is a defined actions, defendable actions. So thereby bureaucracy is marked with what? Honesty, integrity, predictability, efficiency. What he say? So bureaucracy is what? A body of appointed officials having certain structural features, and with these structural features, bureaucracy functions as a power instrument. Bureaucracy works as a means to an end, and it is characterized through honesty, integrity, predictability, efficiency, technicism, scienticism, rationalism, and thereby it's a universal model. ठीक है? You apply it, you bring in success. लेकिन ब्यूरोक्रेसी के नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट भी था, क्योंकि ब्यूरोक्रेसी हैज ऑलवेज कम आउट विद इट्स पेजोरेटिव मीनिंग बिफोर वेवर. सो ही फाउंड कि ब्यूरोक्रेसी के कुछ लिमिटेशंस भी होते हैं. उन्होंने नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट को कंप्लीट इग्नोर नहीं किया. He said that bureaucracy is power instrument only in certain conditions. ब्यूरोक्रेसी के कुछ नेगेटिव लिमिटेशंस भी हैं. What are the limitations? There are two limitations to bureaucracy. First is the problem of alienations. Second is problem of institutionalizations. क्या पहला प्रॉब्लम था? प्रॉब्लम ऑफ एलिनेशंस. लिख लेंगे ना. सेकेंड इज प्रॉब्लम ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइजेशंस. थोड़ा समझते हैं व्हाट इज दैट. कि प्रॉब्लम ऑफ एलिनेशंस को पहले समझो. व्हाट इज दैट? द वेबर से व्हाट? ब्यूरोक्रेसी इज व्हाट? इट इज अ करियर सर्विस. हियर करियर सर्विस also that every action is defined through certain law. Impersonal laws are there. Every position has a defined role and responsibilities. So कोई भी पर्सन 30 साल 35 साल 40 साल तक ब्यूरोक्रेसी का पार्ट होता है. तो इसका मतलब वो इन लॉज में काम करता है, इन एक्शंस में काम करता है. सो ही गेट्स सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम हिज कंसाइंस, ही गेट्स सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम हिज सेल्फ. एक्चुअली उसने कुछ ह्यूमन एस्पेक्ट को बताया. व्हाट इज दैट? व्हाट इज बीइंग ह्यूमन? बीइंग ह्यूमन का मतलब क्या होता है? ओके, ए ह्यूमन बीइंग इज बाउंड विद ऑटोनॉमी एंड रैशनैलिटी. ठीक है. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय बीइंग ह्यूमन? सिर्फ लेट्स से बीइंग ह्यूमन का टी शर्ट पहनना बीइंग ह्यूमन नहीं है. व्हाट इज बीइंग ह्यूमन? सो बीइंग ह्यूमन मीन्स बीइंग ऑटोनोमस एंड बीइंग रैशनल. ए ह्यूमन बीइंग इज ए थिंकिंग बीइंग. बहुत सारे, सपोज इन एथिक्स यू हैव रेड अबाउट कि बहुत सारे थिंकर्स होते हैं, राइट? इन थिंकर्स में से कुछ ऐसे फिलोसोफर्स थे, उन्होंने क्या बोला कि ह्यूमन बॉडी हैज टू पार्ट. देयर इज अ फिजिकल, दैट इज कॉल्ड मटेरियल, एंड देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड फ्रैगमेंट ऑफ डिवाइनिटी. कि ह्यूमन बीइंग के पास क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग का पावर होता है. ह्यूमन बीइंग कैन रीजन समथिंग, सो देयरबाय ह्यूमन बीइंग इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू बिहेव इन ए ह्यूमन कैरेक्टर. ह्यूमन बीइंग अपने लॉजिक को अप्लाई कर सकता है, अपने रीजनिंग को अप्लाई कर सकता है टू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉज एंड कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस. सो दैट इज मैक्स वेबर से that within the organizations, when the person works for 30-35 years based on impersonal laws, then human being अपने इस human character से उससे दूर चला जाता है. That is called problem of alienations. ठीक है? That is called problem of alienation. The first problem is what? The problem of alienations. Second, he said that the problem of institutionalizations. What is this? He said that the bureaucracy is a means to an end. It is a power instrument, लेकिन many time bureaucracy started misusing its power. जब भी ब्यूरोक्रेसी अपने पावर को मिसयूज करना शुरू करता है तो उसमें इंस्टीट्यूशनल कैरेक्टर आने लगता है. सो व्हेनेवर द ब्यूरोक्रेसी मिसयूजेज इट्स पावर, तो ब्यूरोक्रेसी का इंस्ट्रूमेंटल कैरेक्टर खत्म होता है और उसमें इंस्टीट्यूशनल कैरेक्टर आने लगता है. और इंस्टीट्यूशनल कैरेक्टर आने के चलते वहां पर क्या होगा? करप्शन, निपोटिज्म, फेवरेटिज्म, ये सारी चीजें ब्रीड होती है. So what is that? कि bureaucracy is very instrumental when but started misusing its power, it turns into a power institutions. It started working on red-tapeism. It started working on only laws and rules. Let me show you the man, I will show you the rules. ठीक है? So ये functional character को लॉस करने लगता है और ये institutional machinery बन जाता है. It becomes an end. अब ब्यूरोक्रेसी को ही नहीं पार्ट कर रहे हो, लेकिन ब्यूरोक्रेसी का पर्पस क्या है? टू सर्व द सोसाइटी, टू वर्क फॉर द सोसाइटी. सो देयर बाय मैक्स वेबर से कि दिस इंस्टीट्यूशनल कैरेक्टर से घबराने की बात नहीं है. इस इंस्टीट्यूशनल कैरेक्टर को हम लोग वेरी सुटेबली टेक केयर कर सकते हैं. ही गिवन सर्टेन स्ट्रैटेजी एंड सर्टेन ऑप्शंस. ही टॉक अबाउट द कॉलेजिबिलिटी, ओके, amateurism, the direct democracy, then there is representative democracy. He said that कि कुछ ऑप्शंस बताए थे लाइक ऑल्टरनेटिव्स, लाइक इन किस पॉलिटिकल एनवायरनमेंट में, दैट इज कॉल्ड एमेच्योरिज्म, लाइक से डायरेक्ट डेमोक्रेसी, दैट इज कॉल्ड कॉलेजिबिलिटी, रिप्रेजेंटेटिव डेमोक्रेसी. ही फाइनली सेड दैट इट इज द रिप्रेजेंटेटिव डेमोक्रेसी वेयर that this bureaucracy act as a power instrument. Why? Because representative democracy is based on a circular control on the bureaucracy. ठीक है? So look at this diagram. So look at this. This is a diagram of representative democracy. जहाँ पर at the bottom there is citizen, then political or politicians, political executives, और there is bureaucracy. कि यहाँ पर citizens अपने representative elect करते हैं through elections, become politicians, legislators, they make the laws, policies, and those policies, laws are implemented by this machinery called bureaucracy. So for what? Citizens. So इसका मतलब bureaucracy is accountable to the political masters as well as bureaucracy is also answerable to the citizens. So यहाँ पर bureaucracy के ऊपर में क्या है? एक checks है, एक balance है. So thereby bureaucracy यहाँ किसकी तरह काम करेगा? Means की तरह काम करेगा. या किसकी तरह काम करेगा? एक instrument की तरह काम करेगा. Ultimate goal is what? Citizens welfare, to take care about the society. Ultimate goal ये bureaucracy नहीं है. So that is, he said that in this representative democracy, which is based on circular flow of information, here there is an effective checks on the bureaucracy. Thereby this representative democracy is a type of political environment where the bureaucracy is a power instrument. ब्यूरोक्रेसी अपने इंस्टीट्यूशनल कैरेक्टर को यहाँ मेंटेन नहीं रख सकेगा, रादर यहाँ पर क्या होगा, किसकी तरह काम करेगा? एक इंस्ट्रूमेंटल कैरेक्टर की तरह काम करेगा. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो दिस इज द मैक्स वेबर थ्योरी विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू ब्यूरोक्रेसी. मैक्स वेबर, he was a sociologist, he was a political economist, that he was widely interested in social phenomena. So while understanding the social phenomena, he developed his theory on bureaucracy, and his contributions on administration, it was very incidental. Getting my point? So let us take a conclusion that what is the Weber theory? कहाँ तक आपको पढ़ना है? Because the next part, that is called post-Weberian model or criticism of bureaucracy, will take up in subsequent, क्योंकि उसके लिए फिर आपको wider understanding चाहिए. Getting my point? Now in Weber or in bureaucracy, how you remember the things about the sub basics? Then he going to Western society to understand the phenomena of rationalizations. While understanding the rationalizations, he went on to understand the phenomena of dominations. It is a social relationship between the rulers and the ruled. He found that this domination is all pervasive in all the institutions, like the religious, economics, political and administrative. He finds certain basis, that is something called constellation of interest, and in case of the political and administrative institution, there is called basis, that is called the authority. He went ahead, he used his ideal type. He found that there are three types of authority, that is called traditional authority, there is called charismatic authority, and there is called legal rational authority. In the traditional authority, the basis of obedience is your custom, traditions, convention, that is called belief, right? In the charismatic authority, which is based on that something called obedience of basis of obedience is your charisma. It is based on emotions. So there are followers and the disciples. But the legal rational authority, it is based on duly enacted laws, that is more scientificism, based on logic, based on rationality. He further said that these authorities are exercised with the help of administrative system. So with the help of again ideal type, he developed the three types of administrative system. The traditional authority developed, that is called patrimonial, as well as the feudal administrative system. Charismatic authority, there is no administrative system, and in called legal rational authority, that is called bureaucracy. He said that in the patrimonial administrative system, the occupancy, the position of occupancy is based on loyalty, not based on merit. In feudal administrative system, the occupancy of position based on loyalty, not based on merit, but feudal administrative system little bit decentralized as compared to patrimonial administrative system, which is monarchy. But if we talk about the bureaucracy, that bureaucracy, it is the most acceptable, and Max Weber described about structural and functional aspect of the bureaucracy. He said that bureaucracy, there are some structural characters like hierarchy, there is a sphere of competency, there is a division of work, there is a meritocracy, there is written laws and record, there is what? Career service, and this is non-bureaucratic head. So with these features, the bureaucracy is functional, it acts as a power instrument, and thereby it is characterized through technicism, scienticism, rationality, universalism, honesty, integrity, predictability and efficiency. Thereby, bureaucracy has universal characters. Getting my point? He said that the bureaucracy has also the limitations, the problem of alienations and problem of institutionalizations. In the problem of alienations, he discussed that it gets separated from the self, and in problem of institutionalizations, he talked about it becomes an end rather than a means. He said that in representative democracy, that bureaucracy acts as a power instrument because there is a constant checks on it, and thereby what he suggested, it is a representative democracy. Political environment is representative democracy, जहाँ पर bureaucracy functions करता है अच्छे से. So यहाँ तक the Weber's concept of bureaucracy है. So that is the first part, that is called bureaucracy. Merit demerit आप लोग थोड़ा थोड़ा समझ रहे हो. Now that is called another aspect with respect to universalism और इसका criticism part वो बाद में देखेंगे. So in the next class we will take up some another concept with respect to your syllabus. Getting my point? So till then you keep healthy, revise, and also you make your note with the help of the video, because such coherency you are not getting from any of the book. Okay, so you should be build up with your theory. अब हमारे directly you can contact with us, right? So classes are going on generally on both on online and offline mode, but it will be more interactive in offline mode. Okay, you can join the test series on public administration. Okay, also the things you can get from our institute. Any kind of the mentoring, you further contact us. So take care, see you again. We'll again meet with the next concept. Bye bye.